put on now. Everyone else leaving the garage, no sign of Russell.
Well, they were working quite vigorously on the front of the car, weren't they, after Q2? So we'll see. I mean, even if it would be a stretch for him to genuinely out-qualify, I think, the Aston Martins and the Alpha Tauris. Haven't really seen that pace, but he has left the pit lane now.
Soft tyres again. The pace that he ran at the moment from Q2 would put him in the mix would put him ahead of Sebastian Vettel. But what can Vettel do now with a new set of soft tyres on the car for a final run for the Aston Martin as well?
So provisional grid with one run to come. Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton, Bottas, Perez, the top 5. Gasly, Vettel, Tsunoda, Stroll and Russell, the top 10. First out on track is Max Verstappen, being followed by Lando Norris, who is in quite a nice position here to get his Hamilton's radio.
We're good for time, there's a lot of cars ahead.
We are good for time.
Hamilton's saying there's a lot of cars ahead, probably 5 or something, I would say, ahead of Lewis Hamilton. And Norris is in quite a nice little slot here, because he hasn't stuck that close actually to Verstappen. I thought it was one of those he might be able to...
Confirmed, tailwind turn 3 is the same as before from car data.
Really going to be the case, because he's absolutely flying. A minute to go.
Well, he can choose his positioning, can't he? And he has done, behind Verstappen, who's the first car across the line, then Lando Norris in the McLaren, and then Sergio Perez.
Here we go then, final lap in qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix. The battle for pole is on. Verstappen has it at the moment. Lando Norris is currently second quickest and is flying through the first sector here, and he's actually quicker than Verstappen in sector 1 by 1/10 of a second. But the rest of the lap, long way to go. Hamilton and Bottas starting their flying laps now with 30 seconds left. Norris is doing a great job.
Perez and Gasly are both up on Verstappen as well, though, in the first sector. Verstappen's not done a personal best in the first sector, and there's a bit of time there for him. Hamilton and Bottas starting laps now. Hamilton's done a poor first sector.
It's really poor. It's 2/10 slower than Lando Norris. It's not even a personal best. Norris here, I can't believe... Verstappen's not improving. He's coming through the final couple of corners, and Norris is going to be there or thereabouts for provisional pole position. Verstappen across the line, doesn't improve. Lando Norris to the line, doesn't do it. Oh, it's 5/100ths of a second to Max Verstappen. Perez goes up into 3rd place, and neither of the Mercedes are improving. Hamilton 4th and Bottas in 5th. Gasly goes into 6th place. Sebastian Vettel through the final corner remains in 7th position. But the Mercedes are in big trouble. They could be out-qualified here by both the Red Bulls and by Lando Norris. Hamilton through the final corner, drives to the line, does not improve. Not a good lap from Lewis Hamilton. Stroll across the line in the Aston Martin remains in 9th. Here comes George Russell out of the final corner, and the Williams driver goes 9th. But it's Max Verstappen on pole position for the Austrian Grand Prix, but only 5/100ths ahead of Lando Norris in the McLaren. The whole way round that lap, I was thinking, look, Norris isn't going to take pole. I know it looks like he's going to take pole, but he's not going to. Everything on the timing screens was saying Norris is going to be on pole. He wasn't quite, but he was mighty close.
Just under 1/2 separates Norris from Verstappen. What a job, Lando Norris. Pats on the back for Red Bull, but the star of today is Lando Norris on the front row in the McLaren. He'll start on the same tyres as everyone around him on the mediums. What a job.
Absolutely outrageous qualifying that from Lando Norris. What,
he put it all together. It was exquisite.
One of the best, look, maybe I'm being a bit hyperbolic now, but one of the best qualifying performances that I've sort of ever seen, or am I being a little bit dramatic? It feels like, you remember Hamilton's lap in Singapore and all of those kind of examples. That was absolutely remarkable from Norris.
And no Mercedes in the top 3. Perez got himself there. He got himself 3rd when it mattered.
Yeah.
To lock out that top 3 spot with Max Verstappen and Lando Norris. The Mercedes aren't even going up to the grid now to line up. When was the last time no Mercedes qualified in the top 3? It's been a while. Singapore a few years ago, maybe?
Oh yeah, because Bottas did it in Monaco, didn't he?
Bottas was there in Monaco,
yeah.
3rd.
Wow. Verstappen on pole, Norris on the front row of the grid, Perez 3rd for Red Bull, 4th and 5th the 2 Mercedes of Hamilton and Bottas, Gasly 6th, Tsunoda 7th, Vettel 8th, Russell got up into 9th ahead of Lance Stroll in 10th position in the Aston Martin. Sainz will start 11th, 12th for Leclerc, 13th for Ricciardo in the other Red Bull, and that's going to hurt so much watching that. Alonso 14th, 15th for Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Ocon, Latifi, Schumacher and Mazepin, the 20 drivers. Worth pointing out, that's probably 8th place for Russell on the grid tomorrow, because Vettel will get a 3-place grid drop most likely.
It will be, and starting on the mediums. I mean,
it's coming home.
Well, not for Lewis Hamilton, it's not. But the other two Brits have had unbelievable days today. Norris on the front row, best ever qualifying for him, and what a display. But also George Russell in Q3 on the medium tyres. He's just outdone Lance